name is Melinda Coletta. It's my husband Phil Griffin. Together we're Professor Chef and we teach you how to play with your food. Can you stop doing that, please? So tonight's all about crepes. We are going to be making a savory crepe and we're going to be making a dessert crepe. So a savory crepe is Manicotti or Manicotti, whichever you prefer. And then we're going to make a banana Nutella one.
Okay, so we're going to make the Manicotti crepe first because we're going to put it in the oven so when it comes out of the oven when we're done popping.
Yeah.
So in this bowl here, I have some homemade ricotta cheese, I have some mozzarella cheese, I have some ricotta, and I have one whipped egg. So I'm going to mix it all together.
So you said ricotta twice.
Mozzarella, then Parmesan.
Yeah, that's the one you forgot.
Oh.
That's the one you forgot.
All right. I'm going to put a little bit of oregano in there. We get up.
So we don't buy ground oregano, we only buy whole leaf, and you're in control of kind of waking it up a little bit.
A little bit of salt.
Not much at all. It's like salty cheese. You're good.
And a little bit of pepper. And we'll mix this all together.
So this is the filling for the Manicotti or Manicotti, whatever you prefer. We had some milk that was.
It was close.
It was you know, almost expired. So we made ricotta cheese out of it. Have we made ricotta cheese out of these videos yet?
I think we have.
Okay, and
Bonus round too. Okay. So I do with vodka.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But so the way you make ricotta cheese is it's a 1-to-1 ratio. It's 1 ounce of apple cider vinegar to 1 quart of whole milk. Bring the whole milk up to about 170 degrees. Put in the acid,
Vinegar.
the vinegar. Stir it up. Let it sit for a minute, and then strain it through a strainer.
So this is that sauce we used the other day. We made the pepperoni meatballs. That's Hunt's canned tomato sauce.
Which is sacrilege, but that's okay. He's American, so I let him get away with it. He doesn't know any better.
So now I made up these crepes ahead of time.
And I'm very impressed, Phil. You made them blonde. You never do that. He likes to have a little bit of color, and they're really not supposed to have color, but that's what he
So
does.
I put that in here. Put it down here, about 1/3 down. Then you're gonna roll it.
Pat it.
And
Mark it with a B.
Put the seam side down.
Why do we want to put the seam side down?
Because if you had it
Up.
it would unravel.
Yeah, so we
and
don't-
there's normally 2 sides to a crepe. The side that has a little bit of color that looks the best, and the side that doesn't look so good. You want to put the side that doesn't look so good up to you, so when you roll it, you get the better looking side.
And people, when we teach this crepe class, people panic over getting a perfectly round crepe. Nobody ever serves a crepe round. It's always folded or rolled. So don't stress over that, and it's okay. And the other thing we always say is if nobody dies at the end of the meal, it's a success. So does it matter if your crepe is a little bit not perfect? No, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
This was the first crepe, so it's not as pretty or as much color as the other ones.
Thank you.
So we put a little bit of red sauce down so they don't stick. Put a little bit of red sauce over the top.
Italian burritos. Right?
Right.
And sprinkle some freshly grated mozzarella
Mozzarella.
cheese. We tend not to buy the pre-grated stuff. Sometimes we do, but we'd rather have it whole, and that's what we did prior to filming, is we just grated up a solid piece of
On top with a little bit of Parmesan, because the Parmesan is going to help add color and flavor. And then the 500 degree oven it goes, and we should be ready to go when we finish this lecture.
Right. How high was that oven?
500.
500 degrees.
All right.
Okay, we'll switch.
Switch out.
Okay, so like just number one, whenever somebody calls something by a French name, i.e. this is a crepe or a crepe, people automatically complicate it in their head. I need a muffin. It's a pancake. This is a pancake with no leavening. Guess what? Now you can make it, right? Beef bourguignon, right?
Yeah, we'll talk about that on Friday.
All right. Well, that's just fancy term for beef stew with red wine. No big deals. Okay, so let's talk about eggs first. I went to Stamp. If you're a local person in Rhode Island, I went to Stamp Farm this morning to purchase eggs.
Time out. Right. We had a crisis. We couldn't find any eggs.
Right.
So we went to Stamp Farm. We should have been going to Stamp Farm all along.
Right.
And we bought eggs at Stamp Farm, which we are now going to be buying eggs on a regular basis with Stamp Farm because they just have better eggs. Continue.
Absolutely. And it's my bad because my bees are right near Stamp Egg Farm. So anyway, these are jumbo eggs. The carton says A, grade A, but they're really double A, which means that they're super fresh. The yolk stands way, way up. The albumin or the white has two distinct rings. These are beautiful. So into my food processor, my mini food processor, and I put it into this little baking pan because sometimes it overflows.
It makes a mess.
And makes a mess. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, beautiful. What an egg. What an egg. You cannot buy these at the grocery store.
And they're really fresh too.
It's super fresh. So I put my eggs in first. Then I'm going to put my light cream and my water. This all goes into the pool. Then I'm going to put my
all-purpose flour.
And then I'm going to put my melted butter. So my rules for making crepes are, if the eggs go in first, the butter goes in last. If the butter goes in first, the eggs go in last. And 10 seconds in the food processor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Done. Any more and your crepe is going to be super tough. And I guess we didn't set this up right. Now my other rule with crepes is absolutely, positively, this has to sit in the fridge for 2 hours before you use it. I'm going to finish scraping out the bowl, and I think you can take over from here, right?
All right. So the crepe batter, we're gonna use this later on, but we're not gonna use it right now. So we're gonna use some batter that Melinda made up ahead of time. So this is the batter that Melinda made up ahead of time, and that's just sitting. You can make this up. I would go as far as a day. If you go any little bit longer than a day, or a good 24 hours, you're gonna need to pull it out and swirl it around, and you want to get it up to room temperature when you're working. You don't want to use it cold right out of the refrigerator. I have just a regular everyday saute pan, job lot special, and I'm heating it up. I got it on medium heat. The first crepe doesn't always work as well, so you got to give me a little bit of leeway. And I'm going to put in a little bit of extra oil in there. I'm not using olive oil because I'm making a neutral base crepe.
And you don't use butter.
Butter because butter can have it burn. So
it could.
And the crepe batter that we're using is also a neutral base crepe. So what we're talking about neutral base is, there's no sugar in it, there's no seasoning, it's just a plain basic crepe recipe. You can switch out liquids, you can switch out spices, and make different types of crepes.
You could put, oh my God.
Wheat flour in there. Crepe Suzette is with orange.
Right.
Okay. So with pancakes, you have to wait for the bubbles to come.
Right.
With crepes, what you want to do is you want to watch it dry out. Okay. So when you watch it dry out, if you look right here, this is really dry. This area right here is wet. So I'm watching it dry out. You watch it dry out because you want to make sure it's all cooked underneath, because when you go to flip it, you don't want it to be sticking. Okay, so almost there. It's just a little bit wet right there. I also use my nose, because if it starts to smell, because if it's too hot, then I also know I gotta touch it. So that looks like it's really good. Get my spatula underneath there. Come in. Flip
Flip.
it right over.
Nice. Are you gonna try to flip one tonight?
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, I know how to do that.
All right. It's a challenge.
So I'll put it down.
Thank you.
And that was a little extra oil. Now all I do is I just put a drop of oil in the center. 1 ladle. And you swirl it around the pan. So this 2-ounce ladle should fill the entire pan. Is it going to? No, but it can. And then we let it dry out.
So let me talk about Nutella while we're waiting. Can you hear me that, please? So I don't know if everybody knows this, but there's 2 different types of Nutella. This is the Nutella that we get in this country, and if you turn it around, it says made in Canada. This is sweeter than the stuff that they get in Italy. And once in a while at Christmas time, I can get the Italian Nutella up on Federal Hill. But the Italian Nutella has more of a nutty taste, hazelnut taste, whereas this is just sweet. It's made for the American palate. So, all right, let's see you chef flip it.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, go!
Oh, it's sticking. There's too much oil in the bottom
Oh
pan.
well.
It's sticking.
Anyway, I have seen him do it, so
It wasn't.
that's okay. All right,
I'll name it the next one.
I think we're good. Especially soon.
You don't have to cook it a long time on the other side.
Yeah,
Because it is cooked.
It is, you know, it's just to make it a little bit more solid. You're doing my technique.
Listen, you learned how to make crepes from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Listen, I was making crepes back in the 70s at a tableside or with a station when they did brunches.
I was the only girl on the line at Ponderosa. That doesn't get me any. No, I
It's
didn't.
okay.
I didn't think so, but I tried.
At least you tried.
At least I tried. So. What are you doing? You're killing me.
You should keep on moving my stuff. Alright, so this is ready. Let's try it again.
You can't do it.
Sticking.
You know what it is? It's because you're on camera. You're on camera, that's why. Alright, we're good. Let's start making the...
Well, this one, make one more.
Oh my god, he's going to make one more. So, while he's making one more, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Stamp Farm. So I went there this morning, and this is during the pandemic of 2020. We hope we don't have a pandemic of 2021. But so I went there this morning. My girlfriend Cindy told me to get there early. I was there first in line. By the time I left, the line was out onto Brown Avenue. And I feel so guilty for not buying eggs from them. But I said to her, oh, this must be wonderful for you guys. And she said, no, it's not. She goes, all the restaurants aren't ordering our eggs anymore. So thank God that people are rediscovering Stamp Farm because they can't buy eggs in the regular grocery store. So,
And the price was reasonable.
the price was on point, and the eggs are fantastic. They're double A's. You can't get a double A egg in any grocery store. So.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Was my booze. You're gonna have to talk to him while I find some booze.
Ooh, okay. So now we're gonna make the banana and Nutella.
So we're gonna put in a knob of butter, a little bit of oil.
I would not have ruined it with the oil. We agree on so much, don't we?
I put the oil in there because I want to get a little bit of temperature.
Okay.
Put the bananas in there.
Uh-oh.
These I can flip. I need the Nutella back,
You
please.
still got it. There you go.
We'll put a little bit of Nutella in there.
That's a little bit.
Let's put more in.
No, that's no. Can you not do that?
We need a little bit of heavy cream to thin it out. You need to talk to these people, please.
All right. So, what are you going to get?
Booze.
He's going to get booze. I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
See, this happens.
I don't even know how to say here. Oh, I know. Someone someone last week posted that they make crepes every Christmas morning, and I believe she said she filled them with ricotta and lime zest, and she put lime zest in the batter for the crepes, which I mean, I'm all for that. And I may have the ricotta wrong, but whatever she said she was making, I want to be there for Christmas morning. Is this rum?
Yeah, well, I couldn't find the amaretto.
Oh my God. All right. You ready?
I was ready. All right, so we take the crepe, put it on the plate. We're gonna put a spoon. Oh my word! You're so. Give me another banana. Fold it in half. Fold it in half again.
And then we can put a little piece of banana on it with a little. If I had a squirt bottle with some, we can do this.
There's some sauce over there.
Yeah, it doesn't look so good. Oh well, go ahead, Phil, because you're into details.
I could do this. That looks a lot better. I'd rather have a lot of chocolate.
If I had a squirt bottle, it would have been prettier.
We might be making up the rest of these because I know Sarah loves these.
Yeah, the camera lady loves them. So
that's the banana Nutella crepe.
Oh, we got one more. We dessert first, right?
Yeah. We'll talk about this while I go check on the other thing.
So
see, you have something to talk about.
We have so we can make our own Ricotta Salata, which is salty ricotta cheese. So we take the ricotta cheese and put it in this basket, and we push it down to make all the whey get out of the whey. And then what we will do is I put it in a bowl. I turn this upside down, and this is in a bowl, and we put it in the refrigerator. That way, if any whey escapes, it goes down here and into the bowl that's under it, as opposed to all over my fridge. So we let that stay for a day or two. Once it keeps its form, we take it can hold the form, we take it out of this, and we salt it generously. And I'm not talking a little bit of salt, I'm talking bury this baby, okay? And let it sit for about a week in your fridge. You take it out, and you remove the salt, and you have a hard, sliceable ricotta cheese, and it's fantastic on top of pasta with the tomato sauce. Okay?
All right.
Ready.
Ready.
Oh, those look good. I sound surprised.
This is one of our most popular classes, and we actually have somebody that has taken this class quite a few times.
Hi, Pat, if you're watching.
I think one of the first weeks we did, or the second week, we also did a chicken Marsala, and we had mentioned that we do this with the chicken Marsala mousse, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, that's. I need a napkin or something. That's a hot mess. But yeah, this is what we put a chicken mousse in, and then you put raw chicken into the crepe and cook it, and it is really good.
And this is nice and crunchy. It's got some nice color to it. And that took all of 8 minutes at the highest output we had possible to cook.
But this is something you could do with the kids. Like it's a fun thing for the kids to make crepes.
Crepes you can make up a couple hours ahead of time and put them on the plate like we did.
So we make the batter a couple of hours ahead of time, but you can make the physical crepes a couple hours
ahead of time.
Right.
If you are not going to use them right away, stick wax paper or parchment paper in between. You can actually freeze them. Crepes are so thin, they take nothing to heat up.
Yeah.
So
and nothing to defrost.
So you put the hot sauce on. You put them in the oven. We do a Mexican or an Asian crepe.
Yeah.
We do stir-fried vegetables and use it as a soft taco or an egg roll.
The possibilities are endless. I mean, you're just stuffing a crepe. I mean, even if it's a fancy PB&J for the kids.
Yeah.
Right? So, all right.
All right.
So tomorrow we are doing
pasta carbonara.
Yeah, no peas. There are no peas in pasta carbonara. Okay, get over it. That's it.
Bye.
See you at 5 tomorrow.